Alright, we are going to start doing some molar masses, and you will need your periodic table in order to complete this. And we are going to start with the first 5, and then the next video will show the next 5. So, first thing you need to do is pay attention to what compound you're looking at. Here we have CO2, which means we have carbon, and we have oxygen. We have 1 carbon, and we have 2 oxygens. That means we're going to look on the periodic table, and we're going to look for carbon. It's in the upper right hand corner, and you're going to see 12.01. You can round it out to the hundredths place. Because there's only one of them in the chemical compound, we're going to multiply it by 1. And then we have oxygen. We have 2 of them. So we're going to look on the periodic table and look for carbon. And it's a couple atoms away from, or we're going to look for oxygen. It's a couple atoms away from carbon. And it's 16.00. You can round it out to the hundredths place. Because we have 2 oxygens, we're going to multiply that by 2, which is going to give us 32.00. Once we get to this point, we're going to add these 2 numbers together. So 12.01 plus 32.00. That comes out to be 44.01 grams per mole. And that's going to be your final answer for that one. We're going to scroll on down to aluminum oxide here, and we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to look at the compound. We're going to notice that we have aluminum and we have oxygen. We have 2 aluminum, so I'm going to write the number 2 here, and then I'm going to look on the periodic table for aluminum. And you'll find aluminum on the right half of the periodic table. It's element number 13. Its mass is 26.98. Now you're going to look for oxygen. We have 3 oxygens. And we're going to look for oxygen on the periodic table at 16.00. So these numbers here came off the periodic table. These numbers here came from the chemical formula. So since we have 2 aluminum, it's going to be 2 times 26.98. That comes out to 53.96. And we have 3 oxygen, so it's going to be 3 times 16.00. And that comes out to 48.00. Now that we have the elements individually, we're going to add them together to figure out the mass of the chemical formula. That would be the molar mass of aluminum oxide, would be 101.96. Okay, question number 3 is a little bit longer. C6H10O5. So we have carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. We have 6 carbons. So I'm going to look for carbon on the periodic table, and it's 12.01. And so I'm going to do 6 times 12.01 because there's 6 of them. And that comes out to be 72.06. Now hydrogens, we have 10 hydrogens. And hydrogen, when you look on the periodic table, on the upper left-hand corner, it's 1.01. So that comes out to be 10.10. 10.1. Then we have 5 oxygens, which is 16.00 when you look on the periodic table. Remember, these numbers came from the periodic table. And these numbers came from the chemical formula itself. So 5 times 16 is 80. So we're going to add those numbers together. That comes out to be 162.16. And we're going to go on down to the next one. And that is zinc chloride. We have zinc, and we have chlorine. We have one zinc, and when we look on the periodic table, zinc is 65.39. So 1 times 65.39 because we only have one zinc. Chlorine, we have two of them. Chlorine is 35.45 when you look on the periodic table. So it's 2 times 35.45. That comes out to be 70.90. We're going to add those numbers together. And that comes out to be 146.29. The last one we're going to do for this video is going to be H2SO4. So we have hydrogen, sulfur, and oxygen. We have 2 hydrogen, and that mass is 1.01 when we look on the periodic table. We have 1 sulfur, and that mass is 32.07 when you look on the periodic table. And we have 4 oxygens, which is 16.00 when you look on the periodic table. Which comes out to be 64.00. When we add those together, we have 2.02, 32.07, and 64.00. We're going to add those together to find the total molar mass. It's 98.09. Alright, we are going to stop here for this particular set. We're going to do questions 6 through 10 on the next video. Thank you.